Welcome back, RuleVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith. I'm proud to bring you another property. This one, it's been on the website for a bit. I lowered the price, just recently lowered the price, and I'd like to present this one again. So this is San Diego County. I'm calling it San Diego County Acreage. This is like 91 or 92 acres, 91 and a half acres or so in San Diego County. It's in Valley Center part of San Diego County. It's got roads on two sides, so this is an artistic rendition in the background. This is Wilkes Road comes up from the south and goes, and we got Old Castle Road. And there's historically this property was set to be split up before the market crashed in the past. And they were going to split it 5 ways. With current zoning, you can split it 4 ways. And so there's 5 different house sites on this property to choose from. I chose my favorite 4, but I mean, you could rework it and choose one of the other ones too. This lot number 1 is on a hill overlooking the valley and just big views out in all different directions. There's water, power, and there's a septic for 5 bedrooms there at the property. Lot number 2 is a little further on. It's a flatter one, easier access, drive right in with utilities, city water, power, and a septic for 4 bedrooms on lot number 2. Lot number 3 has another 4 bedroom septic. It's a little bit further off the road. You have to build a little bit longer driveway to get out there and drag the water from over here to the property, water, power, and it's got septic for 4 bedroom house. Lot number 4 has a 5 bedroom septic that's closer to the road with the power and the electric there. The 5th lot you could do is here in this corner. It's a nice big flat area here you could build, and it's got a setup for 4 bedroom septic with utilities right on the road. So you could do that instead of the one back here. But this one back here, I think, gets a much nicer view than this one here. This would make a little over 20-acre lots per property. That's a big property. The zoning here is A20, is agricultural 20. It's a rural agricultural zoning. They're trying to protect the area and keep big properties, big spreads, lots of room between neighbors, and it's just a rural area. Drew some horses on the property, some macadamia nuts, some pomegranate, roadrunner, figs, lots of grapes. People in the area grow grapes. There's a lot of grape vineyards springing up in different areas. This property has a water well on the property that's an 8-inch water well, which is a really big agricultural size water well. You know, residential is usually more like a 4-inch or something like that. This is an 8-inch, more of an agricultural water well. On top of the water well that's on the property that you could use to feed trees and, you know, grapes or whatever kinds of things you want to grow on the property, there's water hydrants, fire hydrants all along this paved roads that run on 2 sides of the property, and city water that runs along these roads that you could tap into to supply water to the houses, or you could go off of this water well if you want to plumb up the water well to the property. But this is 91 acres. I mean, the water well is way over here, and the house lots are way over here. This is a lot of plumbing to go from here to there, right? It's probably, I think it's going to be cheaper to tag into the city water. Now you can see the blue behind me. There's a spring that happens in this property, and there's a driveway kind of behind my head here that comes back in a different angle on the property, kind of over here. It's not pointed out too well in the drawing, but there's a driveway. It's got a gate on it. If you pull up to it, I can give you the gate codes and stuff to drive in there. But it goes back into the property, and on top of the hill, which is a weird place for a spring, there's a spring, and the water's just like bubbling out of the side of the hill. And this is San Diego. This is a desert. This is a desert community, so it's pretty amazing to have water coming out of the side of the hill. And it comes down and creates a stream that flows through the center of the property. And there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of vegetation. There's a lot of life going on around this stream, this spring and the stream. And as the stream goes, it gets, soaks into the natural habitat there and gets used up by the plants and animals and stuff. As it goes down and down the hill, I think it fizzles out before it makes it too much farther and out. So the property see if I can get my hands right. So it goes kind of like this whole section over here from the road down to there's a driveway on the other side that goes to a neighbor's house. You can see that it's basically the bottom of the valley on this side, the road from this side back to the next valley over. 91 acres is a large spread. I've given multiple tours of this property, and it takes a long time to go hike through this thing and give tours of the property, but it's a beautiful property with nice views. So somebody that is looking for a large area to build their home or wants to split this property up into 4 or less properties, this is the property for them. I always figured somebody would take this house site on top of the hill or this one in the back here and build their house there while they're doing the paperwork to split this property up and sell off the other lots and sell them to people that they want to be neighbors to, and or build multiple houses and sell houses as they go. There's a lot of ways to skin this cat, if you will, right? Okay, so let's switch screens. Let's jump into the website. We're on ruralvacantland.com where I've got this property listed. It's on the market as well, and MLS, realtors and stuff. I've got all these different diagrams. I've got engineering reports of the places you can build foundations for each one of these houses. I've got septic reports of where you could put septic for each one of these houses. Engineering where the driveways would go and how to make that happen, right? The basics of pulling that off. So if you go through the website, each one of these has it there. I've got drone pictures of the property as well. So this is the driveway I was telling you that goes back to the stream. You see the greener area here. This is where the stream is. And then in the trees up here, there's a spring that comes out of the hills and feeds this stream. This is all part of the property. So the house site on top of the hill would be this hill here, like just behind my hand. There's a hill further up in the background, but the top of this hill, there's a driveway that does like a curly Q around the hill to the top, and it gives you a nice view of the whole area. Here's a picture I was just showing. So here's a diagram I had drawn of potential 4 lots that I would choose. There's one at the top that's missing from the diagram that, like, if my hand kept going, but this would be the top of the hill house lot. This would be a house lot, and a house lot. So it does like a driveway off of the main road and 3 lots here, a lot here. Or if you wanted, you could put one up in the where the roads do the peak. The stream I was telling you about kind of goes through between these 2 houses. There's kind of a canyon stream that goes through here. And so here's some satellite imagery from above showing the property. This is kind of the angle coming in, looking at it from like that diagram I was just showing you. And there's power lines running along here. There's fire hydrants running along this road. This would be like house site number 4, I think I was telling you about. House site number 2, and then house site number 3 would be further out on this one. And the one on top of the hill would be, this hill in the background. These are different ways of looking at the property. So here's this canyon down here would be where the property line cuts off, and then the property goes all up and down to that. You can see the green canyon down below. So it's the whole land down to that canyon. It just covers a large area, and you get massive valley views out over terrestrial landscape looking around this part of San Diego County. Got lots of pictures to go look at. To get to look at these pictures, go to the link in the description of the video, and it'll take you back to my website, ruralvacantland.com, where you can look at these pictures and check out the property from drone shots. Here's a shot of the house site that I like on top of the hill with a driveway coming around. And I mean, the driveway goes a couple different ways, but you get to the top of this hill and you get some really awesome views all over the place. Okay, so I wanted to, here's like, septic, all the places that were tested for septic, and some places were tested and didn't work, and some places are tested and they work really well. And so they're showing where the best places to put septic in the property are. And they dug all these like 10-foot holes all over the property, testing the soil and the strata of how to get septic in there. So a lot of that work that work's already been done, right? It takes a lot of the risk out of buying property. Because that's one of the major things that can go wrong is, now I got it, now I can't get the septic to work, or it costs a lot of money. And these are just basic ones. So here's the hilltop property with a septic on the hilltop. Okay, so back to the diagram. I wanted to pull this up. So I've got it on the website, all kinds of information here. There's a buy it now button if you want to put down a couple $100 and start doing the paperwork on it. Descriptions, address, basic information. I wanted to pull it up in Zillow. So I've got San Diego County pulled up. So I'm asking $1,350,000 for this property, and it could be split 4 ways. And it's 91 acres. So it's with zoning, each property has to be more than 20 acres. So it could be 20 to 30 acres, however you want to draw the lines on the property, which part you want to keep and give to your new neighbors or whatever. So basically, if you take that $1,350,000 divide it by 4, it's $337,500. So let's call it $340,000 or something, right? So the property is here. It's in Valley Center. So San Diego is down here, and Valley Center is up here, and I live over here. So it's not so far from me. It's like 55, maybe an hour. Okay, so here's the general Valley Center area. This is the 15 corridors, Interstate 15. Interstate 15 is a major thoroughfare in San Diego County. It goes to like Temecula in the north and Escondido to the south of this property. And a lot of traffic in the last 10 years or something. They keep expanding the size of this freeway to get more traffic up and down. This is the frontier of San Diego County. This is where you can still get land. This is where things are being built. And it's not crazy, ridiculous price like the coastal stuff when there's no land left to build on. And it's not like way out in the deserts on the backside of the mountains where the winds blow everything away. And, it's people don't commute to jobs and work. It still happens from here. Okay, so here's Valley Center. This is the area. This is Old Castle Road is along here. The property is, I always look at this goes through the mountains here. It's just south of that. The property's right in here somewhere. I've got Zillow trained to look for 10 to 50 acres. I don't have any other settings in here. 10 to 50 acres, because what we'd be making is 20-acre properties out of this thing. And so if you made these 20-acre properties and you got them on the market right now, what are they worth, right? So if we look at the stuff behind my head here, it might be kind of small, so I'll try to point them out. Here's a 40 acres for $600,000. 40 acres for there's 30 acres for $1.3 million. Here's 13 acres for $1.2 million. Here's 14 acres for $525,000. 525 for 14. 16 acres for $849,000. These are the most recent listed ones because I've got it sorted by newest. And as we go down the list, we'll find some cheaper ones that have been out there longer that are usually something's wrong with them because they're still on the market or they're overpriced or something. So here's one, $250,000. It's lighting up on the map over here. So $250,000 for 14 acres. That's the cheapest one on the screen so far. But look at where we're at compared to the freeway is like way over there. This is way long ways away from the road and commuting to jobs. This is a totally different clientele that you get out here compared to over by the jobs. So $250,000 for, this is Santee Lane. This might be one of my properties. I've sold properties on this street. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So yeah, one and a half. Here's 328. It looks like a big hill. Okay, so there's 3 of them over here. And if you see them lighting up over here, these are closer to the freeway. These are closer to the freeway than mine. Mine's over here. This one's over here. and they're asking $328 for 21 acres. Well, there's like three of them. Let's click on that. So they've got one they're asking 298, 328, 328. Okay, I've seen these ones. These are Big Hill, and so I do a lot of research when I'm buying these properties and looking at them, and trying to get the best prices ever and stuff. And so this is the freeway here, right? This is the 15 I was just telling you about. This is a major, loud, noisy freeway. And properties that are in the noise corridor of this freeway don't trade for as much as the ones that are just over the hill and right around the corner. You don't have to listen to the freeway. You can just imagine semi trucks like rattling your bed all night long, right? Flying by, because that's what happens 24/7. So these are looking over the freeway, and they're Big Hill. So there's a bunch of these that are Big Hill. This is like your pull off, and then you get to put the house out here somewhere. And I don't think they have any septic work done on them. There's electric box and a telephone box, so they've got electricity. They probably have water. I would hope they have water. And then you got to figure out septic, and you're overlooking the freeway. And so there's three of these right next to each other. They're all steep, overlooking the freeway properties. All three of them. We could dive into them more, or you could just take my word for it, or go look at them. If you're buying a property like this, you should go look at every single one of these comps in person. So if we're selling these lots one off, I don't think those are real competition, because ours is around the corner. You can't hear the freeway. It's dead quiet. It's silent. It's a quiet valley back in the woods, like, a little stream running by, and wildlife all over. Here's some 275s. So 275s, these are way up the top of the screen as we get north more. Okay, let's look at this chunk here. So these are 275. There's three of them, as somebody else did a split, like I'm proposing that you buy the big chunk and split it up, right? And look at the ravines in here. This is more topography. I'm not saying there's no topography on the one I'm presenting, but topography makes it more challenging. San Diego's got a lot of topography, and the price goes down when you get into the crazier topography stuff. This just looks like topography. It looks like they got a road in there, and topography. Go look at them. Go check it out. Go make sure. But, these pictures look like topography. This is what you'd market as a view property. Overlooking the hill. Okay, so, and they're way off the beaten path. So a lot of this stuff, it's $500,000 is what I'm trying to say. It's $500,000, or it's $1 million, or it's topography. And so if we go back, this thing is not so much topography. Back over here, it's topography on this side, on the back side of the property. But on the front side of the property, where you could put houses and horses and a horse arena, or dirt bike motocross arena, or whatever it is you want to do, there's a lot less topography over here that you could have a house on. The septic's already figured out. The utilities are there, and it's ready to go. $1,350,000. Divide that four ways. We're talking about $337,500 per lot. Other lots in the area that have the utilities, that don't have the crazy topography, they're $500,000 a piece, or they're over $1 million, depending on the quality of the property and the location. I think these are good quality properties. I think this is a good, quiet, rural location, and you're going to have good sized lots that come out the other side. So if you take one of these properties, you go build your house on it, and you keep it, and you sell the other three for $500,000 a piece, you're talking about $1.5 million selling the three, and you keep yours for free. I think that's the sales pitch and the idea and the angle that you could do taking on this property. So the right person sees that, figures that out, goes for it, runs with it. I'm willing to give you a tour if this is the one for you. I think that's the angle. If you dress the properties up some more and you put houses on them, you build good estate looking homes and put them on here, I think you make out even more. And I don't know what the exact numbers will be to do that, but I think there's a lot of room for error to pull that off and run with it and make it happen. And so that's the land. That's the big acreage, San Diego County acreage. And if you're interested, let me know. There's a link below in the description to take you back to the website with all kinds of contact information. I think there's contact information in the description of this video too. And there's a buy it now button on the website if you want to get the paperwork started. It's saying, hey, Luke, I'm serious. I want to get the paperwork going to go get this one into title escrow and make the transaction happen. Hit that buy it now button. We'll start collecting information and go for it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. See you in the next one.